today we are going to take the topic for HANA Cockpit. Okay, so what is an HANA Cockpit? What is it used for? We will see into that. Okay, before that, let me create the VM. By the time the VM is getting created, then I'll give you a short overview about what is HANA Cockpit and what is it used for. So first thing, we need to create a new VM for HANA Cockpit. Okay, the VM that I've created till now, these were for the previous topic. This is a patient host. This is for the HBD dev, the development instance. This is the PRD 1 and 2 we did for the DB replication and HA. Now we are going to create a new VM for HANA Cockpit. Okay, here it is. Lab setup HANA. Okay, so if you see the lab setup over here, these are the VMs that we discussed in the first class that we'll be creating during the course. So this was the patient host. This is for managing the VMs and connecting and doing all the administrative tasks. This was for the development instance. This is the PRD1, PRD2, and the last one, this is your HANA Cockpit. Okay, so we'll be creating this VM now. So here, if you scroll down here, you will see the steps to create the VM. Yeah, I think where it is this one. So here in this one, you can create the VM for HANA Cockpit if you are creating from the portal. But I will not be creating to the portal as it will take time. I will directly go and I will run the commands to create the VM. So last time we had this command up till PRD1, PRD2. So let me run the commands to create the HANA Cockpit VM. Okay. This is for creating the HANA Cockpit VM. So here I am opening command line shell, cloud shell. You can see over here right now we don't have a cockpit HANA Cockpit VM over here. Okay, we got the shell. Let me right click and paste it. Okay, it has started creating the VM. First it will create the NIC card. It is creating the NIC, network interface card. After this, it will start creating the VM. Okay, what about the previous topics? Any doubts and queries about the previous topic? Okay, so now it has started creating the VM. The NIC is created. Now it has started creating the VM. Okay, so now we can see the VM over here for the HANA Cockpit. This is the HANA HDB CKP1. This is for the HANA Cockpit. So it is still in the creating phase. Now it is creating the VM. Okay, so I think we are done with this sheet for lab setup, and you can directly go and now we can access this sheet for HANA Cockpit 2.0. This is a separate sheet for installing and configuring HANA Cockpit. Okay, so this is the VM configuration over here, the type of VM, and then the CPU and memory. So here are the two virtual CPUs and 16 GB of memory. Okay, swap will be 2 GB, same as your HANA database here. This is the operating system disk, and these are the different disks over here, same as your HANA database. Everything is same as your HANA DB configuration. Only is there the VM. You need a 16 GB VM. No need for a 32 GB VM. Okay, this is the package that will be required for your cockpit installation. Okay, so it's a customized database on HANA Cockpit. Okay, so HANA Cockpit has its own customized package. You don't need to install your regular HANA Cockpit and then, sorry, you don't need to install your regular HANA database and then configure it for HANA Cockpit. It's a separate package. Okay, and the database which it's used, HANA Cockpit, is actually the HANA Database Developer Edition. Okay, and that is the reason it is sufficient. 16 GB memory is sufficient for it. So these are the details for it. Okay, and these are the
For
VMs.
actual environment, what was the what was the RAM needed for this to install?
See, 16 GB is memory is enough, but in case if you have more number of databases, you can go for 32 GB.
Okay, like
Okay,
we
you can
have
go for
just 3 environment, dev, quality,
Mhm.
production. So
Mhm.
16 is enough.
Try with 16 GB because I think 16 GB should be enough. But in case if you are going for in a production kind of environment or official and enterprise environment, then go for 32 GB. 32 GB is better, I think.
No, but we need just one HANA cockpit for all the environment. Na?
You need one HANA cockpit, but it will be monitoring different systems. Okay,
Yeah, we
and
have to add
sometimes
add all the systems in that particular
so it
HANA
needs a
cockpit.
little bit of resources to manage all the systems.
Okay,
Okay,
like
and
we have
sometimes in the
one Tollman
uh,
also. So 16 is enough,
uh,
or we can do for 32.
16 is enough. We are what we are doing. 16 is enough what we are doing over here. But in case in your environment, I would recommend you to go for 32 GB. Okay, because in case in the future, if you go for upgrading your HANA cockpit, okay, if you upgrade your HANA cockpit, maybe the next version, the upgraded version which is coming, which might need 16, 32 GB or maybe 24 GB of minimum memory. So at
And
the
what
time
about
of
the number of CPUs?
number of CPUs, two is enough.
2 is enough.
Two
Okay.
CPUs is enough, or you can go for four also. That is it. Not more than that.
What we have done that we just installed HANA Cockpit in the same VM in which we have installed Solman, Solution
Okay,
Manager.
you can do that also, but in your official environment, I won't recommend you with this. Okay,
Okay.
because in case if you're doing any management like administration activity on one instance, then you might need to restart the instance or maybe some other. But yes, your solution as a system is not that critical, so you can go with that also.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, so the IP address of our VM is 10.5.1.7. Update your Excel sheet with your VM's IP address. Okay, this one cell I have marked as red because if you overcome this, it will give you problem in your installation. If the IP address doesn't match your VM IP address, then many things will go wrong. You will have wrong entry. See, you will have wrong entry inside your this one. Okay, this is for your DB entry, and this is for your okay 5.1. Before one it was 10.2.1.7. See, earlier it is 10.2.17. After changing to 10.5, it has changed to 10.5.1. If you don't change the IP address in the first sheet, then your next configuration may go incorrect. Okay, you will face problems in the installation and many other things. So that is it. I have updated it. Now VM is ready. Okay, the VM is ready and we can start with the configuration steps for the VM.
I'm sorry, you are in mute.
Yes, I'm doing the OS configuration, and since we have done it many times before, so I just muted it.
Okay,
If you
I
want
thought
to
of
ask
your.
any questions, you can ask it, no problem.
No. I thought of your speaking and.
No, no, no. Actually, we have done this, I think, 3-4 times before the OS setup. So I thought that, okay, so now next, configure this one, scale ones. We have all these entries over here for dev, PRD1, PRD2, and the virtual hostname. Another entry. So now we have added one more entry for our HANA Cockpit. Okay, configure DNS. Okay. The DNS suffix has been added. Current time zone is UTC. Let us change to your regional time zone. NTP is not required in our case. HANA, tune for HANA. So we are going to tune this system for same as your HANA solution. First, enable your SAP tune service. Enable start. Now, SAP tune solution list. We are going to enable for our HANA solution. SAP tune solution simulate. Apply. And again verify. Okay. The system fully conforms to the tuning guidelines of the specified SAP solution. Then, okay, now configure swap. Swap is case. So right now there is no swap. Swap on minus C, there is no swap. So let us first create this file. The file is not here. Cannot access /share file. dd command. Okay, file created, ll command. So here we can see a file of 2 GB /swap file. Okay, mk-swap. Now we are creating a file swap file system in the file. Okay, see, can you see here? I forgot to change the permission. It is saying insecure permission 0644 0600 suggested. If I see the permission of this file, it is there. Let me change the permission. Okay, now let me again make a swap file and see if that it gives that warning message or not. Okay, it just gives the warning wiping old swap signature. Okay. etc fs step file. The entry, so I'm passing the entry for etc fs step file. Okay, now there is a entry in the etc fs step file for the swap file. And now we need to mount the swap file as a swap file system. If you now check the swap on minus v, still it is not mounted. So for that, you have to run swap on minus av. So swap on minus av, it has mounted the swap file. Now if you run the SAP on -v, okay, we can see the SAP/SAP file of 2 GB. V -m. Okay, so now we can see a SAP size of 2 GB over here. SAP file has been created. Now coming to your file system, configure file system. Okay, I can see the 3 additional disk of 32 GB, and there is no configuration for LVM.
Muzaffar, I have one query.
Yes.
Like if we don't provide swap space, so was it take from the root system?
No, if you don't provide it, it will not do it on itself. Okay. If you don't create swap, there will be no swap size, or there will be no swap file system.
And one more query, this swap we have created, it's for both the system, for the application part and for the OS which we have installed.
See, so when you create a swap, the swap is created for the at the OS level.
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah. Have you heard
Okay,
my question?
See, when you create a swap, now it is created at the OS level, and it is managed by the kernel itself, the OS kernel, the Linux kernel.
No, but OS also needs swap space, right?
See,
So,
actually, okay, come again. Just okay, what's your question?
My question is that we have created one swap file system which you have created, right? And OS also need one swap space. So it is same for both, for the application part and for our OS Linux.
That is the same thing what I'm trying to explain. You see, there is no such thing as swap space for application.
Okay.
Do you get my point? There is nothing as swap space for database, swap space for application. The swap is only utilized at the OS level. Now, what happens? Some application, they are very high memory consuming application. Some applications are very high memory consuming application. So for those application, what they do as a precaution, they create a high amount of SAP space. So in case if the memory requirement for that application exceeds the physical memory which is existing in the system, then it can do the swapping, or it can use the swap space for swapping of this files, this memory.
Okay, for the OS purpose.
Yes, for the OS purpose itself. See, the application doesn't know how to use the swap space. The application only tries to load its file into the memory. Okay, and now if the memory is insufficient for the system or for the application, the kernel will start what is called as paging or swapping. What it will do, it will take out all the FIFO. It's one of the FIFO method, first in, first out, or I think not FIFO. It's a LRU method, least required unit. Whatever are the oldest files in the memory which is not required, now it will page or it will swap it into your disk on the swap file system. And all the files or all the data which is required in the current execution, that it will only keep in the memory. Okay, so that is it. So that is the why. So some applications are very resource like memory consuming. For example, your SAP ERP, the SAP ERP application server, not the S4 HANA application server. The SAP ERP application server is a very resource consuming application server. That is the why in that case it is recommended to keep the swap space 2 to 3 times of your memory. 2 to 3 times, so that in case your memory is say 32 GB of the application server, your swap space should be somewhere 96 to 100 GB.
But maximum I think we give 64 GB.
No, it is not like that. See, it's up to the kernel. If the kernel can use 100 GB, that is, the application will never use the swap space. The application will only try to load the memory. The OS kernel, whether it's a Windows kernel or whether it's a Linux kernel, it will manage the memory requirement for the application. If it finds that the application is loading too much memory and too much data which is insufficient for the current memory, then it will start paging. Then it will start swapping. It will move all the less used data into the swap space and try to load the fresh data into the memory. So that is taken care by the kernel. The application of the database has no interference or no control over that part.
Okay. Okay, I got it.
Yes, so here I can see the newly mount points over here. HANA data, HANA log, and HANA shared. So now my OS configuration part is done. My system is ready. The operating system is ready for our installation or for the next step. So now let me move to the installation sheet over here. Okay, all the installation process is almost the same. Okay, it's almost only the name of the, you can see the name of the package is different. In that case, the name which is like SAP, I think IMDB underscore server for your HANA database package name. But here it is a little different. It is SAP HANA Cockpit 13 underscore 18. So name of the package is different and a little difference in your argument, or you can say command line parameter. So here it is action underscore install master password. It directly asks for a master password. While installing HANA database, there is no option to provide a master password, but here it asks for a master password. So you don't have to provide different, you don't have to provide password for the system user, and for the second, that is your OS user, and third is your system user and SAP ADM user, the HANA Cockpit, sorry, not HANA Cockpit, the HANA host agent user, SAP ADM. So there are three in the normal HANA installation. You have to provide the password for all the three users, but here you have only to provide one master password, and this password will be set for all the three users: the SID ADM user, the system database user, and the third is your SAP ADM user for your HANA host agent. Then data file, here you have to mention the data file location, because if you don't mention the data file location, it will create a it will only create one location for all the HANA data, HANA shared and HANA log. That is, I think, somewhere in USR, SAP and SID and the HDB instance number. So it doesn't follow the normal like standard location. Okay, file system hierarchy standard in case of your HANA database. So that is the reason I have to mention the HANA data path over here and the log path over here. Okay, so that it should put the HANA data file over in this location and the HANA log segments in this location. So this is the difference in your installation over here, nothing else. So before that, let us copy the AZ copy and SAP card to the VM, inside the VM / pkgs directory. Here I'm logging into my OS side, CD packages, and I'm copying these two packages. Okay, here it is done. Now I'm giving execute permission for this, both of these executable CD / pkgs. Okay, I'm giving execute permission. Again, ls, now both have become executable. This is done. Here I'm downloading the package for my SAP HANA Cockpit. Okay, the package is downloaded. Now we are going to extract the package. Okay, if you want to check it before execution, and there it is. We have checked it before execution. Now let me extract the package. They're extracted, the files are extracted. So here you can see this is the package that we have downloaded, and after extracting into this directory, where this package is in this directory. We have two methods for the installation. One, you can use direct HDB LCM with the command line HDB LCM. Okay, and you can provide one by one all the options, and also you can give one command, single command with all the options, and it will do an automatic installation. So let me start with this one, HDB LCM. Okay, enter the selected action index. Enter selected action index. By default, it is 2. Exit, do nothing. Okay, enter selected and action index. So by default, it is. So this is by default, it is 2. So here you have to select one, install. You have to select one for installation. Okay, so let me give 1, enter, install new SAP HANA Cockpit, enter the installation path, /HANA shared. So here there is no change for HANA shared. So just get enter, just enter. Enter local host name, enter. Enter SAP HANA system ID, again enter, just default. Enter instance number, default 96. Do you want to enable data and log volume replication? Enter default. Okay, yes, and now here comes your enter master password. This is where you have to give the enter master password. So here you need to give the master password over here. Enter, confirm master password, again enter. Okay, but it didn't here it didn't ask. You see, can you see over here location of the data volumes? It didn't ask you for the data volume where it is going to install the data volumes. Here it is going to install the data volume. /HANA /shared /data /h4c /HANA /shared /log /h4c. So this is, it is going to take the data volume as this, and it is going to take the log volume as this. So this is not the correct mount point as per what we have created, because we have created separate mount points for HANA data /HANA data /HANA log. If it's going to be, then only the /HANA shared partition will get filled. So /HANA shared partition will also contain the shared files plus the data files and the log files. So only one mount point will get overloaded. So this is not we want over here. So this is the reason, just give it no and enter, because there is no option over here to change the name of your data path and your log volumes. Okay, there is no option over here to change the data volumes and the log volume. So just make it as no and enter. Yes, I think we want to continue. Yes, no. So I think this was correct. Okay, so let me just do the installation using the command over here. Just the command over here. So I'm clicking over here. So it will tell you the injection, install, master password, the same India123, data path, log path, and the badge. So here I am pasting it, and it will start with the installation. Okay, now it has started the installation. It will take some time. It will take approximate 15 to 20 minutes, I think. When you install your HANA database, that takes around 10 minutes, but this will take around 20 minutes. It takes more time than your HANA database. Okay, because it includes more files for your application side related information for your HANA Cockpit. Okay, so let me just I will wait for it to finish the installation. Okay, for by that time I will just mute my mic. Okay, if you have any queries and doubts, you can ping me. So if you want to take a break, we can take a break of 10 minutes and we can join after 10 minutes. Is it okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, hi everyone. Can we start now? Yeah, hello everyone.
Yes, we can start.
Okay, what about others?
Yeah, we can start.
So you can see it is still getting installed. I think it's almost, I think 16, 17 minutes since we started it. So it takes a little more time than installing your HANA database, normal HANA database. And if you see over here, on top of the database, now it is installing your access engine. That is the extended services. If you remember last time I told you that HANA database also consists of a front end server. It's also consists of a platform where you can run your front end server in addition or in top over of your database server. So in this HANA cockpit is a very good example of this feature. So it directly uses the HANA database, and top of that HANA database, it has configured all the simple application of your HANA cockpit in a normal like browser based access. Let me check. So what is here in HANA cockpit? Okay, so this is your SAP HANA cockpit architecture. Now on the left hand side, what you see over here on the left hand side, sure. Okay, so this the box on the left hand side which you see over here, this is your HANA cockpit host. This is actually a system for your HANA cockpit. This is the HANA cockpit system. Here it consists of a HANA database. Okay, it consists of a HANA database, and this is not your normal HANA database. Okay, as I told you that it is a HANA cockpit is based on your SAP HANA Developer Edition. So this is a little minimal version, you can say a little ripped off version of the normal HANA database. So this is in there's a HANA base, the base or backend system is a HANA database. On top of it, it has an SAP Access Advanced Container. Okay, this is the platform, the access extended server, extended services advanced. This is the platform on which the application server is built. The application server, all the application related files and all the related programs, codes, everything resides in this container, SAP Access Advanced. On top of this, you have two applications running on it. You have the SAP HANA Cockpit and you have the SAP HANA Cockpit Manager. Okay, these are two different applications. When we'll do the configuration, you will see that we have a different login URLs for both of these, HANA Cockpit and HANA Cockpit Manager. So here it is. The left hand side is your HANA Cockpit system. On the right hand side, what here you can see here, these are your SAP HANA host, or you can also call them as your satellite server, which will be monitored by your SAP HANA Cockpit system. So this is your SAP HANA host. This is another SAP HANA host. For example, the top one can be your dev server. The below one can be your quality server. Then you can also have your PRD servers also. So this will be your different servers over here. Okay, so this reminds me to start the application. Start the other servers. So let me go and start this. This is the database, PRD. These are the three servers which we have not started. Now I'm going to start them, because we will be configuring this server into your HANA cockpit. Okay, so by the time it gets started, let us go back again to the screen. So over here it is. So this is your okay, so here you can see these are your HANA database. The HANA database contains your SAP HANA database. Okay, and on the same SAP HANA host, you have your SAP HANA host agent. Okay, HANA cockpit has nothing to do with the application. it will not monitor your application, any of your application, as for HANA application server, your SAP solution manager, anything. It is only designed to monitor or administer your HANA databases. It will only be used to monitor or manage your HANA databases. Okay, so here it is only to manage your HANA databases. Then you have two interfaces for connecting to your HANA database. The first one is through your SQL client. You can connect to the SQL client. So when you connect to the SQL client, you can see it will be connected to your SAP HANA database. SAP data. Yes, it will connect to your HANA database. So all the SQL queries will be connecting to your HANA database. And if you run any OS level command, OS based on your SID ADM command, which will be transferred through HTTP or XML protocol, that will be redirected to your SAP host agent. So these two interface, HTTP and XML, will be taken care by the SAP host agent, and the SQL client, all the SQL queries, this will be taken care by the HANA database, SAP HANA database. Okay, is it clear till now? Any doubts, any queries? Okay, so all our application server has started. Okay, so I assume that nobody has any doubts and queries. Okay, let me go and start the databases. Okay, the application, as you can see, the installation is still going on. I think we started it at 7:30 or 7:32 something, and I think it is more than 20 minutes, and the installation is still going on. So now leave it. We will go and we'll start the other databases, the VMs that we have just started. We need to start the database for development. For the production system, there is no need to start the database because it will be taken care by the cluster. So here we are starting the development system. Let me go and check. You just need to run srm_mon -r. Okay, you can see over here the virtual IP has been started, and also the load balancer resource has been started, and now it is starting the HGB PRD1. And it is starting both of them. If you want, you can go into let me go and run this command. We'll have to change the instance number because the instance number is different for this system. It is 1. Okay, it is still not started yet. And this one, it is still saying a starting. Let me go and check for the duplicate. As for PADM, this is the PRD1. Okay, sorry. Change the instance number to 1. Okay, you can see it has started. The PRD1 has started. Now it is still okay. See, this PRD1 has started. So now it has gone to, it is showing in the slaves mode. Now let us go and check in the PRD2. Now after some time it will start starting this PRD2 instance also. Okay, now it is promoting the HDB PRD1. It is making it as a primary server, the PRD1. So the masters now is PRD1. Now it will be starting. In some time it will start the secondary server also. Yes, can you see it has started the second? Okay, it has started starting the secondary server. So first it started the primary, first it started the PRD1, made it a primary, promoted it to a primary status, and then it is now starting the PRD2 instance. Here you can see. So masters is the PRD1 instance and slave is the PRD2. Now I think it has started, but it is now monitoring it. As soon as all the resources, as soon as all the services come up, it will also, the PRD2 will also be up. Most of you all have not done the practical for any of the most of the topics. I think only Sridhar, I think, has done all the practical for DB replication and also for the clustering. So this next week, the coming week will be last for your lab access. If you want to do complete any of your practical, if you need any lab access, you have, this is the only last week which is remaining for you. If you want, get the lab access in this week and come and finish off with your practical, because after this week, the next week, after the coming week, you won't be get any chance, because I'll be deleting the VMs from my account, so you won't get a chance to do your practicals. Okay, so now you can see this is master's PRD1 and the slave is PRD2. If you want to check one more thing, you can also run the watch HDB setting. You can run this command also, so you can check over here. Okay, so everything is in the active state and the replication is in sync and active. So this is okay. There's another command I have added in the Excel sheet which was not there in the last time. Let me check it. This is a command to check your replication status. DB rep. Here's the command HDB cons replication info. You can run this command also. Okay, you can see this is all your application related information, what it is shipping and all the details. It's a like more advanced information over here. System replication, primary configuration, log shipment timeout, enable full sync, and this preload and everything. This is the detailed all the what do you call parameters related to your replication, system index, log connection, data connection. Okay, so database has been started on primary and secondary development. We started it. Development is already running. What about the HANA Cockpit? Okay, can you see it is still uploading application, access a cockpit. It's still I think it is running. Let us come back to the slide over here. Okay, so this slide, everyone is like clear with this slide? No doubts and queries? Okay, so the next slide is resources, resource groups, and cockpit user. What is this? So in your HANA Cockpit, okay, this complete is your HANA Cockpit system. This complete is your HANA Cockpit system. So in this system over here, what you can do is that you can create different resource groups. See, this is one resource group. Okay, this resource group, if you can see over here, this is for your development system. Again, you can create another resource group. So this is another resource group, second resource group, which is for your test system. And this is another resource group, which you can see the third resource group, which is for your production system. Okay, for example, so you can make one resource group for your development system, one for your quality or test systems, and the third for your production system. What you can do, all your databases which are there in your development environment. Okay, for example, your SAP HANA database. This is your SAP HANA database. So you can create one resource for your SAP HANA database. You can create one resource for your BW development database. So this is for your SAP HANA development, that is S4 HANA development database. This is for your BW development database. So all the development databases you can put into one resource group. It's up to you. You can create anyhow. You can create one resource group for your S4 HANA development landscape, where you can add your system DB and your tenant database in that resource group. Then here you can see this is your BW quality resource. You can add your BW quality database and your S4 HANA quality database. Okay, now if you see over here, you can also see that this you can BW production database and your S4 HANA production database. So you can create different resource groups. In each resource group, you can add different resources. Okay, this you can see the gray boxes, these are your resources. And also for each resource group, you can create individual users. you can create different users for your different resource group. The reason for this is security. For example, for your production system, you can create another resource group. If you create one resource group, if you create one user for all the resource group, then the user who needs access to the development resource group will also get access to your production resource group. So to differentiate and like to create boundary between different resource group, you can create different users for each resource group. Is it clear with everyone? Any doubts, queries on this? Okay, so this is it. Now I think it is done with it. There is no more topic over here for your HANA cockpit. Okay, so we'll wait for the installation to finish. I thought it will finish in 20 minutes, but I think it's taking more time. 32. I think it takes around 40-45 minutes, maybe something.
Hello.
Yes.
One second. This is
Yes.
I thought this okay, Hana, but I just want to ask you this like small like a help only. So
I
in
can't. Your voice is not clear. Is it
but
only for me or others also are using?
1 minute.
Yes, Siddharth. Can you come again?
Is it clear now?
Yeah, it's clear now. Yes.
Yeah. Actually, this is out of our course. I just want to one help regarding this one Excel sheet. Okay. That you are editing that. Okay, you are providing this variables right to changing centrally that in other sheets also. Like, can you give that like tips like or basics?
No problem. See,
5 to
I'm
10 minutes.
open to anything. If you are willing to learn, I'm ready to teach. What is your query? What do you mean by that?
See, if you want to changing any centrally that this one
Okay, so
host name.
normally see, if you see over here, the first one is an information sheet over here.
Yeah.
If you go into any of the field now, if you see the field, you can see this is your name. You can see the name box. Can you see the name box?
Yeah.
So I can name any field over here. So this field is for the VM size. Okay, the second, see, if you click over here, there's nothing over here. If you see this one, I think nothing. This is also nothing. See, you can see the size of swap. Swap size. And if you come over here, this again, then come down, this is your size for HANA data mount point, then size for HANA. So first thing what I do is that I name each and every field over here. Okay, this one is for your package for cockpit. And afterwards, if you go over here, if you want to recall any information, I just call that value. For example, if you go in this creating file system, so if you see PVC create, VG create, LV create. See, here I'm calling the size underscore HANA data. So instead of giving it a cell number, which is not easy to recognize for a human mind. Okay, which is because they, so instead of that, I make it a more like a more easy to reference name, size of HANA data. So here I'm giving LV create. This is the command, and in this command I am giving the reference for this field. size of HANA data. So right now the HANA data size is 20. If I change it over here from this 20, if I make it like say suppose 50 GB, everything will change over here. You can see it is making it 50 GB.
Correct. Yeah.
So this is the same simple way. So you can name any field over here, and that you can recall it in your command in the subsequent cells. I think there are many references over here.
Yeah.
If you see over here, many references there. See, the problem is that now if I try to make it very like command like every okay, so no, I think I'm going off the field. Okay, so let me check for this one also. Okay, can you see the reference for domain over here?
Yes.
So here I'm calling for the domain. So if you change the domain over here in the first sheet, it will automatically be changed in your subsequent sheets and everything. That is it.
And the syntax also, like where we can easily get this types of syntax.
Which syntax?
See here that like the entire like in the top. Can you yeah, this is the syntax like equal to shared I have hyphen high.
See, that is just based on my experience. You won't get it ready. So now see, you have your reference, you have this Excel sheet with you.
Yes.
You can refer from this Excel sheet, and if you need more help, then if you want, you can like ping it in the group. You can ask in the group, or you can also go in the Google. Google is your best and very best partner. If you know how to use Google, then you will learn everything.
Okay,
that is it. So this is SCT is actually normally Linux command. Okay, but instead of using I'm using this Linux command for changing the some information or some data inside that file. Normally it is done by using the VI command.
Okay. Yeah,
but
correct.
But the problem was, yes, while teaching, if I start going into the VI command and making all the changes manually, the first thing is that it will take a lot of time.
Correct.
Okay, and second thing is that now most of the students who come for this classes, HANA and whatever the classes, they are not so good in Linux. They don't have very good like say exposure or hands-on practice on Linux commands and everything. And I faced issues where the student, once they get into the VI command, they are not able to come out of the VI command. So they get stuck over there only. They run the command VI, and after that they don't know how to come out of the VI command. So that is the reason I don't want to complicate it. So I've just given this commands over here. Just copy paste. You just have to copy paste into your session, putty session, and you will just go forward. So the objective of this is to just complete your practical. After that, you can go deep into it. What is this doing? What is that doing? It based on your like say curiosity and your passion for learning. And this is a very good help for you in your future also. If you are going for any implementation project, you can just take this Excel sheet. You can just modify this information sheet, and it's very simple for you to just copy paste.
Yeah, correct.
Reference also in the future also you can use it like very good for your future implementation, everything. Even you can modify this sheet if you want to add some extra steps. You can add it over here. You can remove some steps which is not obsolete or not required. And this will be a very good or best reference sheet for you. It's still going on. Solution. We already completed 40 minutes with this.
And sorry, generally we are using HANA Cockpit Manager while like newly adding the system, right, into this HANA Cockpit.
Yes, Cockpit Manager is used for, we'll see over here in the, okay, here it is. See, HANA Cockpit Manager. It is used for registering DBs, creating DB groups, creating users and user groups. Your SAP HANA Cockpit will be used for monitoring and administration of registered DBs.
Yeah. Users means like in the HANA database, like this one only, Cockpit only, right?
Yes, this user will be, see, actually there are two types of user. One user that will be the monitoring user. You will have to create inside your HANA database of your monitored server. Okay, for example, your development system there, sorry, the development database for your S4 HANA application. So in that database, you need to create one user which will be used by your HANA Cockpit application to monitor that database.
Okay.
When we will do the configuration, here you will see where it creates. I will show you. See, this is the tech user. Can you see?
Yeah.
This is the technical user, Cockpit tech user. This will be created in the monitored database, in the monitored system, or in the database of the monitored system. So we'll create it there, and the HANA Cockpit will use this user to log in to the database and collect the historical, or you can say analytical data and everything.
Yeah, correct. Like generally, I also feel like use this in our environment. Like when we request for, like there is a separate DB team, and we request for Cockpit access. They provided individually, like their accounts.
Yes, but at the time of configuration, you can direct, if you only need the system user and password, you can create the user directly yourself from the configuration screen only. You don't need to go inside the database and create the user.
So the mainly rules also here, this main point, right? Like what user, like what type of access that we are giving to this one. Like
Normally,
group.
it's a common access. I think when we do the configuration, I will show you, because it contains a normal I think monitoring the role or something that you need to be assigned to this user.
Yeah, sometimes like if we have like more resources, like production, like so if you think that okay, we cannot give the L1 resource that production access to this one in Cockpit, that we can restrict at resource level, right?
Yes, you can do that.
Yeah.
Or normally what you can do is that you can create this user, but you don't share the password with that user, but the user. What you can do, you can directly go in the configuration sheet. You create this user, don't share the password with the end user, and configure it inside the HANA Cockpit. So the user will only be able to use the features what is provided by the HANA Cockpit. He won't be able to log into the database with this user.
Okay.
Okay, so we can see that the installation is completed now. Yes, everyone with me?
No. Yes.
Okay, so now the installation is completed. So again, database check, the same steps that we did for your other database checking, we can do it from here. Log in with the SID ADM user, H4C ADM. Okay, then you can run the installation check from here. Running installation check. Okay, this is the log file. I'm copying this log file and pasting it over here. And I can run the grep command to check if it contains any kind of errors or not. So you can refer the last line. It says no errors detected. It means your HANA installation is perfect. No issues with your HANA database. So here it is done. Check HANA status. You can, these are the commands for checking your HANA status, same as your other at the time when we did for your HANA installation. So this is for checking the HANA services. Then start system, starts and restart, watch. These are the normal commands. You can give it a miss. Just be 1 minute. I'm getting a call. Just give me 5 minutes. Okay, yeah, let us now. Okay, database connection. If you want to create a database connection. So this is okay. One more thing. I think everybody with me over here.
Yes.
Okay, so one thing here is that a little difference in the architecture of your HANA Cockpit database with reference to your other HANA database. Here you will find only one database, which is your system DB. There is no other databases in your HANA Cockpit. There is no tenant database, to be more specific. There is no tenant database in your HANA Cockpit database. Okay, so if you want to connect to your HANA database, you have to connect to your system DB. HDB SQL -I and this instance number, system password, and then connect to your system DB. So here I'm connecting to my system DB over here. So you can see I'm connected to my system DB. If you run the command select star from m_databases, you can see only one. Just a moment. Let me give alignment AHP no /al. Okay. Now if I give the command, can you see over there is only one database system DB. There is only one database. There is no other database tenant database tenant DB. If you want to check it over here, you can check here. Now if I run, it will give, let me give an error. So I need to change the 96 to 3. Now if I connect to this, so I'm connected to the system DB of my development database. Okay. Now if you run the same command, select star from m_database. 1 minute, and let me again /al alignment, set the alignment, and now if I run, can you see I can see two database over in my tenant in my development database. I can see the system DB plus I can also see the tenant database. But in the HANA Cockpit, there is only one database, that is your system DB. There is no tenant database in your HANA Cockpit. Am I clear with this point? Okay, so there is no tenant database, only system DB. Okay, select database name from m_database. So it is your system DB. No other database in your tenant database. Select system ID from m_database. Again, this is the system SID. The SID of your instance name of this database is H4C. Yes. Yes.
I joined a little late. So,
okay.
What is the purpose of this HANA Cockpit? We have HANA Studio and we can access the system online.
Actually, that's a long explanation. I will suggest you to go through the recording when I share it. And if you have any doubts and queries, you can put in the group. Okay, just for your brief overview is that you install this HANA Cockpit for monitoring and managing your HANA databases. Okay, that is the brief overview. So right now we have installed the HANA Cockpit, and now we will start with the configuration. We'll be adding different databases into the HANA Cockpit for monitoring the databases. Okay, so we have just finished installing. So here the steps are same for installing a HANA database. A little difference in the command line parameters that we pass for the HANA Cockpit installation, and the other steps are the same. So we have just finished the installation of the HANA database. It took a long time, around 50 or 60 minutes, somewhere around that. So it took a long time for the installation. So now we have finished installing and we have finished doing the database connectivity. So here it only contains your system DB, no tenant database for HANA Cockpit. Okay, now again comes your cockpit check. Okay, now here is your cockpit. How to check what are the applications or what are the different extended services running in your HANA Cockpit. You can, okay, first to check the version of your HANA Cockpit, you can run this command over here, access version. If you run this command, you can see the details of this version over here. So client version is 1.0.136. This is your access controller. This is access HANA advanced runtime. And this is the controller endpoint. This is the URL. This is the URL for authorization. And you can see everything over here. Also, you can see this one over here, HANA Cockpit. This is the URL for your HANA Cockpit. Okay, this is the URL for your cockpit admin web and cockpit. This is for your cockpit admin. I think this is the URL for your cockpit admin, the cockpit web app. Okay, don't get confused over here. We will check it in other location. Okay, so this is the version for checking your version. Now, if you want to log into your, if you want to see what applications are running in your HANA Cockpit, so you have to log in. You have to use this command access admin login. You have to run this command over here, access admin login. Password, it is asking the password for your cockpit underscore admin. So this is the same, you log in with the cockpit underscore admin user, and you have to use the same password that you use for the installation, that you use for your master password. So you have to use the master password over here. So I'm giving the master password over here. Okay, so you can see that I have logged in with the master password, and I've logged into with the username cockpit underscore admin, and I've logged into the space for SAP and the organization HANA Cockpit. After logging over here, you can okay, this is a login with any other user. This is for login with the cockpit admin user. This is for login with any other user. So basically, these two are the same command. This is for admin login. This for any other login. How many spaces are there? You can check over here. So spaces are nothing but different directories where you can store your different application server, applications related code files and all this, you can say. So this is for your default space, that is SAP, and this is the space for your cockpit related programs and all the codes and everything. So this command is seeing for your spaces and how many applications, apps are running in your this HANA Cockpit over here. So if you run this access apps, you can see all the apps over here. So these are all the apps which are running in your HANA Cockpit. You see, these are all the apps: Audit Log Broker, Audit Log DB, Audit Log Server, Admin Web App. This is Admin Web App. You see, this is your Cockpit Admin Web App. This is for Cockpit Admin Web App. This is one of your important URLs. You need to take it down. So the host name is the same, HTTPS, and the host name and the domain, and then 51029. So I think it is 51029. So this port number is fixed for your Cockpit Admin Web App. 51029. Username and password is Cockpit Admin and your master password. Then another important URL is your Cockpit Web App. So you can find your Cockpit Web App. Here is your Cockpit Web App. Can you see? This is the second important URL, Cockpit Web App. The port number is 51027. So port number is 51027. So these are the two important URLs that you need from your different apps over here. Other apps, they are not that important right now. Maybe in your course of usage of your HANA Cockpit, you might come across some other apps also. But right now, the other apps are not important to us over here. So just we can concentrate on these two apps. The Cockpit Admin Web App. Okay, and the second one is your Cockpit Web App. This one over here. So your Cockpit Admin Web App is your HANA Cockpit Manager, which is used for registering DBs, creating DB groups, creating users and user group. And Cockpit Web App is for monitoring and administrating of registered databases. So if I want to log into my Cockpit Manager, I can open a browser. Okay, so I have opened the browser. You can paste the link, the URL in the address bar. Okay, this is for your Cockpit Manager. Advanced, accept the risk and continue. Advanced, accept the risk and continue. Okay, so it will ask you for your username. So you have to use the username cockpit underscore admin. You have to log in with the admin username and the password, the master password, which you give at the time of installation of your database. Log on. You can save it if you want.
Why it's showing that access advanced access?
Access Advanced is a platform for developing your own front-end application inside your HANA database. It's a platform provided by your HANA database. This you can say provided by HANA database itself. Yes. Do you get
Access stand for?
Access is actually Extended Services Advanced. Access is an application platform. It's a platform where you can develop your own applications within the database. See, the normal convention is like that. Your database is a back-end system, and you need a front-end application to access your database. That this was the normal convention, or the you can say the definition of your back-end and front-end system.
Okay.
But what HANA database, what SAP has done, they have developed a front-end platform itself in your HANA database. You don't need any front-end platform other than your HANA database to develop your application. Okay, now in normal cases, for example, you need VB.NET, ASP.NET, C#, or maybe Java, and you need, for example, your PHP. All these are all the application related programming platform or software. So you can develop your front end application into one of this programming platform, and you can connect this application to your backend database to fetch and store the data in your database. But in SAP HANA, in HANA database, what SAP has done, they have also provided you an application platform where you can do your own coding, where you can create your own front-end application inside your database. So your HANA database is itself a back-end system also, and a front-end system also.
Okay.
Okay, so it says you are not authorized to use the SAP HANA Cockpit Manager. To use the SAP HANA Cockpit Manager, you need a role collection based on the role template cockpit_admin. So this is a normal, it's not an error message. This is just the first time. When you first time after installation, when you log into a Cockpit admin, it asks you, do you want to have this role collection automatically created and assigned to you? So only for the first time, it will give you, just have to click on yes. Okay, once you click on yes, the role, you can see the information, the role collection Cockpit admin has been created and assigned to you. Please log on again. If you're currently logged on to the HANA Cockpit, please also reconnect to the session. Click on OK. Okay, and you just need to log in again. So this is only one-time activity that you need to do after freshly installing our HANA Cockpit. So now I am logged into my HANA Cockpit. What is it? It is my Cockpit Manager. So here I'm now logged into my Cockpit Manager. What is it used for? It is used for registering DBs. Here I can register. Can you see the first one over here? Registered DBs. Second, data group, database group. Then Cockpit user. Then Cockpit settings. Okay, here I can do all this configuration. I can register DBs and I can create DB groups. I can create Cockpit users from here. So this the purpose of Cockpit Manager is okay. Is everyone with me? Can you hear me?
Yes, in between it was mute. Now okay.
I think there's some internet instability. Okay, I think it's connected. Okay, so here the second URL, this is the URL for your HANA Cockpit. This is the actual URL which you'll use for monitoring and managing your databases. So accept and continue the risk. So the first one, this one is your Cockpit Manager. Okay, and the second one is your HANA Cockpit. This one you will use for monitoring your databases. You can see right now, you can see the tiles over here. This is for production databases. So right now it is showing a 0 database. This is for development. This is for a test. Test means your quality system. Okay, so these are the different tiles over here. So it is not showing anything. So now we will start configuring our database from this cockpit manager, and then we can monitor it from the second URL, that is from your HANA cockpit. So let me now go. Okay, so this is I have logged in into my cockpit manager, and this is my HANA cockpit. Now let us start with the configuration part. So here comes the configuration part. So first thing, you need to create a group. We'll need to create a group for that is a database group. So before registering, the second step will be to register the database. First, we'll create a group. So first thing that we'll create one group for development, one group for PRD. Okay, development and PRD, only two groups. We will not create the quality group because we don't have any quality database with us right now. I only have my development. This is my development database, and these two are my production database. So I only have these databases with me. Okay, so let me create one development group and one production group. So right now go into database groups, create group. So coming back to my cockpit manager, go into database groups, click on database groups, and in the below you can see create group. So I'm creating a group for my database. So the name of the group name will be Dev. The group name will be Dev. Okay, the description development. The description will be development. Now just click on step 2. This is step 1 general information. Now just click on step 2. The step 2 is your databases. So databases. So register database after the group is created. So I'm not going to do it. I just click on step 3. Okay. I'm not registering any database right now. I'm just creating the group. Cockpit users. What cockpit user? Cockpit_admin. Just click on this icon. It will show you the list of users. You can just select over the default user, that is cockpit_admin user. You can create your own users, and you can assign different users to different groups also. If you want to do that before this, then you will need to go into, I should leave this here. You need to go into the users, come back over here. You need to go over here. You need to create the users, cockpit user. So here by default, we have cockpit admin. Here you need to create a new user for this development group, new user for the quality group, new user for the PRD group. But that will become a little complicated. So I'm just using the default user, which is cockpit_admin for all the group development as well as PRD group. Okay, so now let me go back again to the database groups and then click on create group. Group name, development, description, group name Dev, description development, step 2. Next, okay, cockpit user. I will just select the default user, cockpit_admin, select. Okay, and now just click on create group. So I have created one group by the name as Dev. This is my database group. One group created. Now create another group by the name as PRD. Okay. Now again I'm creating another group by the name as PRD. The group name PRD, and the description will be PRD2. Okay, step 2. Register database. Next, cockpit admin, select, create the group. Okay, I created one group for PRD and the other group for PRD. It is, I won't be able to create another group. Check. No, so sorry, there will be only one group. Let me cancel this.
You have given same name for the group.
Yes, same. Actually, this is this sheet is a little confusing because here I can see name PR production 1, production 2. Okay, so I've just created two groups, one for development and the other for production. This is for development. You can see the description for development, and this is for production. It is for production. Now let me, this is creating of the database groups is done. Now let me go and register the databases. Okay, so now I will start registering the database in the group. So now come out of the database group, go into the registered databases. Okay, here you can see registered databases. Go into registered database. In the below, you can see the icon for registered database. Click on registered database. Okay, now here you can provide database name. Use the system generated name, database at system. So this is the default value. Use the system generated database. This is host. So here you have to give the host name. So here it will be HDB dev1, not 01. HDB PRD1, HDB PRD2. So this is the host name HDB dev1. Okay, identifier instance number. So this is the identifier instance number. Okay, and the instance number is 03. Container, it will be a multiple container. First you will be adding the system database. So let me add the system database. Okay, now click on next. Description, nothing, no need for description. Okay, description, system DB at development. Here it is. So I have given the host name. Here is the host name. Then the instance number 03. Here is the instance number. Multiple container system database. Multiple container system database. Description, system DB at development. Click on step 2. Okay, here you have to uncheck these two boxes. Encrypt SAP control connection. Encrypt the database connection. Encrypt SAP control connection. Encrypt the database connection. Just uncheck both these two and click on step 3. Okay, now here, see, here is the step that I was talking about. Here it will ask you to create a new technical user. If this is a new database that you are adding in your HANA Cockpit, then there is a 100% chance that this user will not be there in the database. If the technical user for monitoring of that database is not there, then you need to create that user. So there is an option over. If you see, if you have not already created a valid technical user, create one now. So you need to click on the create technical user button. So here is the option create new technical user. In the create technical user, you have to give the credentials of the database administrator. What is the credential? The system user. You have to give the password. You have to give the system user and the password for the system user of your system DB. Okay, this is the password of my system DB. Here it is. Then enter the credentials of the new technical user. Now you have to give the credential of your new technical user. Cockpit tech user. Okay, cockpit tech user, and then India. Sorry, the password, default password. This is the password, confirm password. No need to check on this grant SAP alert. Just click on create. The user will be created in your development database. Huh? This is going to be created in your development database, not in the HANA Cockpit. Okay, technical user created successfully. Okay, so it has created and it has filled up your box over here. Okay, for the user and the password. Now just click on next. Here it is asking you in which database group you want to add this database. In which specify the database group. So we already created a database group by the name as Dev. Let me add it into my Dev. Select and step 5. No need for providing the, if you want to provide, you can provide the information for the responsible for the database. You can give the name of the database administrator, contact email and contact details, maybe mobile number or desk number, extension, anything. Review. Okay, you can see all the information over here and just click on register. So it is now registering the database. You can see database registered. Now you can see it has registered one database, system DB at H4D. So this is the name of the database and this is registered under your development. It's a development group and this is the information for your database, system DB of H4D. The system DB of your development database. Now let me create again, just click on again registered database. This time I will be adding the tenant database. Okay, next I'll be adding the tenant database. Use the system generated name, default host, the same host that we used in the last one, HDB dev1. Here instance number 03. Now this will be multiple containers tenant database. So here it will be multiple containers, but instead of system DB, it will be tenant database. And here you have to provide the name of the tenant database. Okay, description. Here you can give the description tenant DB at development. You can give the description tenant DB of development. Step 2. Okay, here again you need to encrypt the database connection. Just uncheck this box. Step 3. Okay, here you have to give the user. Okay, create technical user. See, again it is asking you for creating. So are you going to create it or not? Yes. Should I create a user or not? Because I already have created in the last step. Should I create it again or not? Yes, anybody?
No idea.
Yes, good. Anybody else? Okay, see now I have to again create the technical user. The reason this last time when I created the technical user, that was for the system DB. System DB is a different database, tenant database is a different database. So last time it created the user in the system DB. This time again I have to create the user in the tenant DB. Otherwise it will not work. Okay, so again I need to create the user in the tenant database. So you need again to click on create a new technical user. Give the details. System. Okay, this time you have to give the password for your tenant database. System users password for the tenant database. In case if you have a different password for your tenant database. Technical username, cockpit tech user, password. Again password. Okay. Then click on create. The user will be created. Technical user created successfully. Okay. It has been the box have been filled up. Now just click on step 4. Database group. In which database group I will need to add it? So I will add it in the dev only because this is the part of the development database itself, not system DB and a tenant DB. So I'm adding in the dev only. Okay, step 3. And this is for your contact information. Click on review. So these are the details for my tenant database of the development instance. Click on register. Okay, so now you can see 2 database over here. I can see the system DB of my H4D instance and I can see the tenant DB of my H4D instance. The same as you can see in your studio, HANA Studio. So the same you can see here also 2 database for each instance, system DB and tenant DB. So here I've added for my development database. Let me again go and add it for my production database. So let me go into. Okay, now coming back again, registered database. Click on register. Okay, use database. Now I will providing the HDB PRD1. This is for the HDB PRD1 instance number, port number. This is the instance number 01. So again for the system DB and system DB at production 1. This is system DB at production 1. Step 2. Remove all this checkbox. Next step 3. Okay, though you see again I'm adding a new database. So again I need to create the user. I need to again create the technical user because this is a new database. The user is not there. So I need to give the credential for the system DB for creating the user. And I need to give the username and password for the user that I want to create for technical monitoring. Okay, click on create. So it is created. Click on OK. Step 4. Database group. So now this I will add in the PRD group, not in the development. I will add it into PRD group. Select. Okay. Step 5. Review. And click on register. So now you can see over here, you can see these 2 database. This is the tenant database of H4D development. This is under the development group. Again, the system DB of H4D, this is also in the development group. But if you see over here, the system DB of H4P production, this is in the production group. If you come over here, and if you click on refresh on this page, see, can you see over here? 2 databases for development. So you can see 2 databases for your development. Which 2 databases? The system DB and the tenant DB of your development. In production, you can see only 1 database. That is your system DB. I have yet to add my tenant database. So again, I need to go over here, click on register database. Okay, and then again for this registering, give the host name, instance number 01. Again, I need to select tenant database. Here I need to select tenant database ID, SID, H4P, and this is the tenant DB at production 1. Next, uncheck this box. Next, again, I have to provide the credential for creating the user in my tenant database of production's tenant database. System, password, technical user. Click on create. Okay, technical user created successfully. Okay, again, click on step 4. You have to assign a database group. I'm assigning the database group PRD. Enter. Step 5. Okay, and you need to just click on review and again click on register. So I have added 2 databases in my PRD group. You can see I have added 2 databases in my PRD. Sorry, this is the PRD tenant database of PRD, and this is the system DB of PRD. If you again come in your HANA cockpit and click on refresh, now it is showing you 1 database. After refresh, it will show you 2 databases. Okay, 2 database for development and 2 for production. Okay. Now let me again, if you can create for PRD2, PRD2. Okay, I will not add this another database because it will again, I don't think I will be able to add this database because this database is not into read-write mode. If you remember, this database will not be accessible because it is the standby or the secondary database of my production in replication. So if I'm not able to create the user in the secondary database, that I won't be. Okay, let me try and add a register database and see. Okay, I will be using the HPRD2. I'm using the PRD2 identifier 01. Okay, the system DB and the description will be system DB at PRD2. Step 2. Uncheck these boxes. Next. Okay, let me select for the cockpit underscore tech user. The user we have already created in the primary database. So it should be replicated to the secondary database. Let us see if we are able to monitor this or not. Step 4, assign it into my PRD group, database group, search. Step 5, review. Okay, this is the information. Let me click on register. Okay, can you see connection to SAP HANA database refuse? Unable to connect to the system. So this is correct. You won't be able to connect to the system because this is the secondary system. This is the secondary database which is not into you cannot run any queries or you cannot do any monitoring on this. Okay, do you want to register system using the SAP host agent? No. Okay, so this is it. Let me cancel it. So now I have 2 databases, my development and the PRD. You can monitor your databases from here. You can click on the development database tab, the file tile, not the tab, and you can see both databases over here. You can see this is the first one is your system DB and the second one is your SID. This is your tenant database. It is saying it is running with issues. If you just click over here, it will tell you what issues it has been. Okay, enter the database user login for system DB. Now it is asking you the user credentials for logging into your database. So you can provide the same credentials for your system DB. Sorry, system user. You can provide the same credentials of the system user of your system DB. Okay. I think no need to save it. Okay, can you see over here? It is showing you different services over here. Okay, these are the different services. Everything is running properly. Only so you can see running with issues. This one is running with issues. Which one? The name server. You can go and click on the go to trace file. Okay, running with issues. Fire for options. Allow pop-ups from. Okay. So this is opening Database Explorer. This is another applications in your HANA Cockpit. Okay, if you see, this is opening, it is opening a HANA Database Explorer. Here you can see all the traces for your database. Okay, for the name server, what is the issue? Global disk base. Okay, what is the issue it is running with? Let us go and see over if it gives something into more easy recognizable thing. Okay, let me see the high priority. What is not visible? Set memory statistics high. Okay, here you can see one status with high alert. Let me check the one status with high alert. Okay, it says the last data backup is 20 days old. This will increase downtime in a recovery situation. So this is the one high alert for you. If you want to remove this alert, you need to take a backup of your database because the last backup which it has is 20 days old. So this is your high alert. So you can monitor your databases from here. So you can see this is with your high alert. One you have one high alert over here, and one. And what is this? Running with issues. Go to the trace file. I think maybe it has to do with the memory. I think something to do with the memory issue. Okay, let me search for any. Don't see any. Check. Okay, temporary index drop failed. Did not fail. Right from channel. You can see. Okay. Memory, no, it is nothing about the memory. Everything is okay. Okay, leave it now. Just let me go and check for the other databases. What is it? Okay, so here it is. One with high priority. We saw what the issue with the high priority is that database backup is 20 days old. Now let me go and check for the PRD database. What is the status? So here you can see the green box. All databases running and everything is proper in your PRD database. You can see this is just a highlight to show you that this is a production database. Okay, this is a production database. The type is production database. Everything is working. This is your memory consumption. Okay, this is the memory consumption. This is the CPU usage. It is showing you disk usage, 76%. Expensive groups over here. These are the details over here. There is one high alert for you. You can check the alert. You need to provide the system credential. Okay. HANA timer uses for a failback to system timer. Okay, this is one of your okay, so you can see it will give you some pointers to what is the issue. You can check it from here. The timer fallback notify that the issue of the system timer fallback the system timer is slower than native HANA timer. Proposed solution: use HANA as a system configuration with a time check coordinate variant, and it is also providing you an SAP note also to check about the solution. So you can go into this, you can open this SAP note and you can search for it, what is the issue with it, and you can follow the corrective steps over here to you can remove this warning from your system. And you can see also the priority for it is not in high priority, it is with a medium priority warning. Okay, these are the groups forward. If you want to see all the groups, you can click on all and you can see all the database over here. The development databases, the production databases. Okay, now you can also start and stop the database from your HANA Studio. You can also start and stop. For example, if you click on this database, if I go into the system database, if you go in the system database, there is option over here to stop the database. If you see over here, there's a button to stop the database, your system database. Can you see there is a button over here to stop the database. Also, if you go back, you can go into a tenant database and you can stop your tenant database also. Let me go back and development. Here I'm going into the tenant database. I need to provide the system user detail. Okay, can you see over here? But I don't see any option to stop the database from here. Tenant database. This is your tenant database. I think there is an option over here, right? Okay, so now you can see all, you can monitor your database from here. Can you see all the screens over here, all this information services, what are the services running in the system, which services are running with issues, what are the high alerts in the system. Okay, this is one related to a backup alert. Memory usage, this is the memory usage. Use buffer cache, this is the use buffer cache. This is the used memory, this is the peak used memory. Okay, if you click on that tile, you will go into the details of it. If you click on that tile for the memory, if you click on the tile, you will go into the details of the memory over here. So you can see the memory usage over here. You can see the different bars or different trends over here. And if you move your mouse over there, you can see the trend over here. This is the total resident memory. Okay, if you go above, it will show you the database memory allocation limit, and then it will show you the database allocation limit. So our database global allocation limit is for 16 GB. And what is this? This is your physical memory. So you can monitor your memory statistics or usage from here. CPU usage. This tile or this graph is for your CPU utilization. How is your CPU utilization? You can give details over here. Disk utilization. You can see the disk utilization. If you click on this disk usage, it will show you the disk usage of your different mount points. Okay, here you can see. So the first one is for, if I click on the first one, disk use, disk size. This is for your minimum 16 GB, maximum 16 GB, wide scale. Let me check for which disk is it for. Disk usage, I think it's for total disk usage. Okay, here it will show your expensive statements. If any statements which is running, which is taking more resources in your system, that SQL query will be listed over here, which is also called as expensive statements. Expensive statement means those statements or those queries which are very high consume, which are very high resource consuming. Background jobs. There are no background jobs. Running statement. This is only running statement. Select. You can click on more and see the details. So this is the statement which is the currently running. Select ps.connection ID as connection ID. Okay, this is for your data disk. The usage, this is the usage total disk size is 20 GB and the usage is 6.919 GB. If you want to cross check this, you can go into the system and you can check here. Okay, so this is for your data, HANA data. You can see over here HANA data. So total disk size is 20 GB. The total disk size is 20 GB, which is again here it is 19.9 or 20 GB. Sorry, here it is 20 GB and the usage is for 6.19 GB. So here if you see the usage, okay, I think it is used as 12 GB. I think it is showing as free as 12 GB. Let me click on it and see the detail. Okay, so minimum 6.1 GB. This size is total 35 GB. I think it is counting the composite side, I think. This is for 20 GB and this is for the log 15 GB. So it is counting both of them as 34 5 GB. This is the disk plus the data plus log. I think it is 35 GB. Okay, you can see more options over here. Now let us you can stop the database. If I go into the system database, you can stop the database from here. You can see a button over here above for stopping the database. Can you see? You can stop the database from here. This is your H4D database. If I click on stop database, how do you want to stop the database, but not after all running statements are finished, immediately after open transactions are aborted and rolled back? So you can, this is the default option after running. So just click on the default option, click on stop database. Error while stopping the database. Show details. You have not entered SAP control credentials for this database. So you need to provide the credentials for running the SAP control command. How can you do that? Come back over here. Enter the password for SAP SID ADM. Go on the main screen. Here you have to see SAP control credentials. You have to provide the credentials for SAP control. So here you have to give the password, the user SID ADM H4D ADM. Okay, and then the password. Okay. So you can see user H4D ADM. Now if I again go into this tenant database, and if I click on stop database, okay, now click on stop database. Okay, can you see it has started stopping the database? You can monitor your system from here in your screen over here. Okay, can you see it has stopped the database? It has stopped your development database. You have stopped it directly from here. If you want to start your database, again click on start. Do you want to start the system? Yes. And now come and monitor from here. See, it has started. It's starting the database. Okay, you can see the database has started. If you check from here, okay, everything is started. One more thing which I need to show you, one important thing over here, scheduling databases. You can schedule your database backup from here. Okay, that option was, if you remember, that option was not there from your HANA Studio. You cannot schedule, you can execute, you can trigger backups from HANA Studio, but you cannot schedule backup in your HANA Studio. If you want to schedule your backup for a system, where you have to go, manage database. This is not the screen. If you want to schedule a backup, let me go into the backup. For example, system. This is the default option. Management conditions test. Management. Okay, let me go to database management. Okay, block listed parameters, global allocation limit, restricted features. Okay, here is the option for you to backup configuration. If you see over here, backup configuration, and the below one is the backup schedules. So first go into backup configuration. Go into backup configuration. Here you need to enable two options over here. If you see a limit, maximum size, retention policy, restriction, log settings, data backup. Okay, here it is. Automatically delete backup generations. Automatically delete backup generations. Restriction for tenant users can create backup. Yes, users can have free choice over here. No, this is not that. So this one is the latest version of HANA Cockpit. Most of the options are changed over here. Okay, let me go into direct into backup schedules. If I go here in the backup schedules, so here is your backup calendar. You can click on the plus sign over here. Click on the plus sign. Okay, now schedule type. What do you want to schedule? Schedule a series of backup, schedule a single backup. So I will schedule a series of backup. Step 2. Okay, which database backup you want to schedule, system or tenant database? So first I'm scheduling system database. Step 3. Then schedule name. What will be the name of the schedule? So it will be system DB, system full, system sys underscore system underscore full backup. This is the name of the schedule. System weekly. Okay, this is the name of this schedule name. System weekly full backup. Okay, click on next. Step 4. Okay, schedule a backup, this system, schedule name, backup settings. What is this backup? Complete backup. So it will be a complete backup, destination type file, compressed database backup. You can click on yes for compressing it. Backup prefix, date underscore time, backup destination. This is the destination, backup system DB, comment schedule. Let me check in this if there is any existing database here. ls/backup system DB. Okay, there is no directory by the name backup system DB. So here I'm creating this directory, backup prefix. Click on step 5. Okay, what will be the backup? Will this is the weekly backup, so it will be weekly. Step 6. Then time zone. You can select your local time zone. Here I am selecting Kolkata. Okay, Asia Kolkata. Create backups at what will the time of this backup? When do you want to create the backup? It will be at 12 midnight. So let me put it as 12 midnight. Okay, so it will be 12:00:00 a.m. So this is 12 midnight. Okay, so the backup will be at 12 midnight. Create backups. On which they want to create the backup? So I'll create the backup, weekly backup on Sunday. Okay, activate schedule on 20th of August. Today itself, this review. Okay, everything okay. Now click on save schedule. Okay, so now if you click on the 1 month option over here, you can see the backups over here. But it is why it is showing on Monday. Next run on August 21. Okay, August 21 is Sunday. Okay, so it is taken on the not on the Sunday night, but on the Monday night. Okay, let me click over here. Right click. Backup schedules. Backup schedule database system is subject to backup configuration system guide. Should show over here. Okay, step 2, schedule a series of backups. Yes, schedule a series of backups. Step 2. Into edit. More details. Okay, edit schedule.
Actually, taking the time zone UTC. That's right.
No, but I given, yes, actually I selected here. If you remember, I selected Kolkata, but again, I think there's a bug in it. I selected Kolkata, but again
take
it selected.
UTC only. I have tried
So no,
it.
now it I think it should be okay. So this is Kolkata. This is the backup at. Let me select it as 12. Here it is saying 12:00 a.m. Okay, you can see 12:00 a.m. on Sunday. Let me save it. Recurrence every week on Sunday. August 21. Again, it is running August 21. Let me edit post schedule. Again, come back on the main screen. Let me click on refresh. In the last version I did created, it was created successfully, but I think in this version again they have given some bug. Normally that doesn't happen. So mostly again it is showing as UTC.
Actually, it always taken in UTC. I have also performed one backup, so it again go into UTC time zone.
UTC only. Okay.
Yeah.
There's this.
So we can convert UTC in ITC, then we can give the time schedule according
So
to
it
that.
is 6:30 p.m.
And sir, you check that user time zone. Based on that, maybe it will take that one.
No, but this is a system. This is a system database user. No, there is no timestamp for the system database user.
Login user for this one. Cockpit, check that one.
No, but so cockpit. Okay, let me. If you want to check it, cockpit underscore admin. This is the user for your cockpit user. Cockpit underscore admin. Okay, see, this is a user created. This is a creator last login user authentication. There is no option for your time zone setting.
No, top admin. There is a no back top.
Where?
Right stop, right side top. Drop
This
down. Click on this.
About and this one. I think this is the same user with which we have logged in. This is the user.
Okay. Somewhere I think.
Okay. Next run UTC time zone. Create backup at 12. Okay, let me create it for UTC. Sunday instead of 6:30 p.m. I think UTC time is 5:30 hours behind, I think. So I need to create it 5:30 hours ahead. For example, if I make it AM, August 21, 6:30 p.m. Okay. Okay, now it is coming on Sunday, but what is the time it is taking? 6:30 a.m. So Sunday it will be on 6:30 a.m.
You can Google the time zone convert UTC and ITC.
6:30 a.m. Let me try to make it 12 a.m. It will be
12:30.
12 a.m. Okay. Okay, this is 12:30 a.m. but this is in UTC. In the previous option, it used to take up, if I schedule it for other time zone, it was taking successfully, because I remember it. I have taken at least, I think, 3 or 4 class for this HANA Cockpit. So it was taking successfully for
You to
Asia.
change this local time zone, right? For this one, when installation time.
In the database, no, the database is already in the same time zone. If you see the time zone of this system,
Not database, cockpit.
okay, we change it now when we set the operating. When we did the operating system configuration, we did it time date CTL. Okay, you can see we already set it to Asia Kolkata.
Okay.
Yeah, there is some bug in it, because the last time I did it, I didn't face any issue in this. So let me make it Asia Kolkata. Create backups at 6:30 p.m. 12 a.m. Save. Every week on Sunday again, it will take me reference and etc. 6:30 p.m. next season. Okay, I'll check and get back to you. I think there's something to do with the bug with this system. Okay, so this I have set for the system DB weekly full backup. This is the system weekly full backup. Now I'll create another your backup, and this will be for your select a series of backup. Next, this is for a tenant database. Tenant database step 3. I will schedule tenant weekly full. I will be taking a weekly full backup, tenant weekly full. Next, and schedule tenant weekly full complete backup, database backup, H4D, complete data. Next, it's a weekly backup. Next, again, it will be on Sunday, and times on the same. Okay, create backup set again. We'll make it as 12 only. 12 a.m. Let's see whatever time it takes. This will be on the Sunday. Activate schedule on this review. Okay. See, it is taking the time zone as Asia Kolkata. Create backups at 12 a.m. UTC backup 6:30 p.m. Let me save the schedule. Again, it has gone for the UTC time. Let me check. Okay, so this is a weekly full for H4D. Again, I will create another schedule for daily backup. So create a series of backup step. This is again for the tenant database. Next, schedule name. This is daily. This is this is tenant database. TENNT tenant. This is the daily backup. Daily, and this is incremental backup. This is daily incremental. Tenant daily incremental backup. Step 4. And again, this complete here will be incremental backup. So here I have to share incremental compressed database backup. This time right. Next. Okay, now this will be again weekly, and here I have to select every day: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So this is daily incremental backup. This will be your Kolkata. Okay, create backups at 12 a.m. Okay, review. Okay, so you can see this is the daily backup. This is the daily tenant database backup. I think you can just rename. I think the name is no need to add tenant because both are separate. Edit schedule. I cannot change the name of the schedule. I cannot change the name of the schedule. So it is taken the system. So next time when I create, I will just make it weekly full backup. Here it is. Okay, so here we can see we have scheduled a weekly full backup for your system DB. Then you have a schedule a weekly full backup for the tenant database and a daily incremental backup for your tenant database. Incremental backup, daily incremental. Okay, is it clear with everyone?
Yes.
Okay, this has changed quite a lot because this time I'm installing a newer version of HANA Cockpit. Earlier, this was not used to show into different colors and in different up above, and it was just show into one line.
And it will show only system DB or tenant, not both.
No, it used to show both. No, it's not like that. Only this is showing into different lines, the incremental above and the weekly below. So this was not as the previous case. So this is something new. I think I need to explore this newer version of HANA Cockpit. Here it is. This is for the monthly and this is for the weekly. There are many more options over here. You have to like go into, you have to explore all these pages. You have to go into explore. You need to go into the main page over here, the main home page. Okay, there are many options over here. You can coming from here. Okay, this is the main page. From here, you can go into many more. If you click over here, you'll go into all the database related configuration and setting. This is for your managed cockpit. Okay, this is again the cockpit manager where you need to register database and everything over here, active session cockpit. Then you have many things for database explorer, execute SQL. You can also execute SQL queries from here on your database. SAP early watch alert, dump file viewer, production, you have every whole thing. If you just click over here, it will take you different. Okay, this is for production database. This is the version over here for HANA 10 version. This is for this configuration. SAP control credentials, SQL console. It will give you an SQL console over here. Okay, so here is the SQL console. You can run the SQL commands from here. The same that we did last time for executing in your HANA Studio. You can run the command from here. For example, select star from M underscore database. Select star from M underscore database. Let me execute it. Disconnect. Virtual database. New connection settings. Okay, sorry, here it's executed. Cannot execute M underscore. This is invalid table name. Okay. M underscore databases. Select star from M underscore. Let me check what did I give it from this installation. Select star from M underscore databases. Disconnected to my production database. Okay, sorry. So I need to give an enter. So the enter was missing over here. If you're not giving an enter, it will give you an error. See, if I give it executed right now, it will give an error. Now, but it is executing now. But what was the difference before? Okay, so you can see the details over here. So you can run any SQL command also from here. You can SQL command, database management. You can go for your the database management of your system DB. It will ask you the details for your system. Block listed parameters, global allocation limits, restricted feature. There are many options over here. This is the use index server, CP memory allocation. CP allocation. I think you can change the allocation from here for the H4P. Okay. So allocation limit. This is the allocation limit. What is for system DB? Nothing. This is global allocation limit default. No allocation limit has been set. So right now you have not set any allocation limit. You can do it from here. Okay, that is it. If you want to stop your database, yes, I was looking for this option over here. If you want to stop the whole database, you can go into your this one system DB, click on the system DB, and you can stop the whole database from the top button over here. This is the button to stop your database, stop database. But if you only want to stop your tenant database, you can stop it from here. Can you see? Stop, restart. This is how you can do it over here. Let me go and do it into the test database, development database instead of the production. Coming over here, I'm going to the development database. And then database management. Okay, here it is. Here, stop. So if I want to stop the database, I need to stop. Okay, after running statements, finish. How do you want to stop your tenant database H4D? You can stop the tenant database. Let me open this over here. Okay, so here, this is my tenant database. This is for the H4D, and this is these two services will stop. Only these two services stop tenant. Okay, can you see these two services are stopping the tenant database? So here the tenant database has been stopped. If again you want to start, you can just see it has stop the tenant database. You can see it has stopped. If you start again, you can just click on start. Here you can just click on start. See, it is starting now. Green. This is green. Okay, so here we see it has started now. Okay, started. Okay, yes. Any queries? Any doubts?
I'm sorry, go to this production. On second, from there we have the replication on tile, and from there we can monitor.
Yes, you can create a replication from there also. I'm not used it anytime, but I have seen that option. Somewhere over here, we have the option group by restore, manage databases, choose authentication.
No. Log into the database. Go into the.
Let me log into the system database, or maybe go to database management. From here, database management, you can find it. I think you can see into this one here. Configure tenant replication. Can you see?
Yeah.
This option. So I think you can configure, you can create a new tenant database and you can start a replication. Replicate tenant, create a tenant using replication. So you can configure replication also from your HANA Cockpit.
Okay.
Database licenses, you can apply your database licenses, or you can check your database license from here. Okay, see right now it is running in a temporary license. So starts on 13th of August and expires on 11th of November.
No, actually we configured this HA, right? This one replication. I think so. There is a tile you can see from.
What you can see from there?
The replication, if we are already configured, that will show you the
verify
status.
with the enter to verify recoverability of identity password, perform recoverability check, block restored parameters, supported fallback, tenant database. Okay, let me select the tenant database. There are options over here: tenant database, backup tenant, copy tenant, recover tenant, replicate tenant, rename tenant, system state restart mode. Create tenant. You can create a tenant database also from here. Create empty tenant, tenant user replication. Create tenant using replication, tenant access, backup tenant, copy tenant using backup, recover tenant, replicate tenant, rename tenant. Okay, did you configure the replication from here?
We used to monitor from here this replication.
So you used to monitor from here.
Yeah, come back to the main screen somewhere that like main tiles are there, right? So
okay, let me go back over here. Come back over here. Here, administration, database directory, database explorer.
No, go to the here on database only. Select the production.
Okay, in the production here.
So open it tenant. Open tenant.
Okay, I'm opening the tenant database. Monitoring, administration.
All take all.
Okay, let me go to all.
Somewhere we will get some tiles. Okay.
This is a question monitoring.
Replication. Yeah. Somewhere we have the replication.
Monitoring performance table usage system. Here it is system replication. Can you see? So here is your Mumbai to Delhi.
Yeah.
I think it should be before also. Let me check into monitoring. Here it is.
Yeah.
In monitoring system replication, primary, this is the primary site role, tier 1 Mumbai. Mumbai is the primary site. It is the replication mode sync, log replay. If you click on here, you will see the details for your system replication. Okay. So the host is HDB PRD1. The second host is HDB PRD2, replication mode sync and operation mode log replay. Okay, replicated services. So what are the replicated services? These are the replicated services. The access engine and the index server. These are the only two replicated services for the tenant database. This is showing for tenant database. Okay, network Mumbai to Delhi. Here you can see over here. This is the last one. Log buffer write wait, shift in milliseconds and local milliseconds. Log shipping backlog from Mumbai to Delhi. So there is no box backlog. There is no backlog. Log replay to Delhi. So this was the log replay to Delhi. Okay, so it's good over here. You can see the replication also from here. You can also search for this option if the error. Scheduling backup in SAP HANA Cockpit, schedule backups. Okay, no problem. I'll check if this option why it was not allowing us to create the backups and only scheduling in UTC only. I think they have to check this node. Yeah. Unique schedule this in UTC. Scheduling backup in the HANA Cockpit. Okay, scheduling backups of backup HANA Cockpit and the time zone is shown in UTC time zone. So I need to check this SAP node for the issue. Okay. We'll check it. Okay. I will check it and we will get back to you for this UTC. Yeah. Yes. Anything else?
What are the roles like in HANA admin? What are the roles and specific roles?
For what HANA admin? What? Come again?
HANA Cockpit admin, there is certain roles we have to assign.
Yes, so these are the roles. If you want to see the roles, okay, you can click over here, click on the roles tab. You can see the roles: cockpit underscore admin, cockpit underscore resource admin, cockpit underscore troubleshooting, cockpit underscore user admin. And you can see the description also. The cockpit administrator is responsible for managing SAP HANA Cockpit itself The cockpit resource administrator responsible for managing all the SAP HANA cockpit resources. Resources means the database resource and this user, not only the database resource. This role allows user to view XSA logs and the cockpit manager. The cockpit user performs system management and monitoring of SAP database system. The cockpit user administrator is responsible for managing all the SAP HANA cockpit users and the tasks they are allowed to perform.
So these means only 5 roles are there.
Yes, these are the 5 roles. You can remove roles. If I remove these roles from this user cockpit admin, then the cockpit admin user will not be allowed to create any user or change any user. So this is a user administration role.
So these are the only default roles which have been created in cockpit.
This is created by the HANA cockpit. If you remember the first time it gave you an error, you don't have the required authorization. You need to create, yes.
But there are other roles also. Means I'm not talking about just
See, you
HANA
can click
cockpit.
on create user and I can create a test user. Okay, allow an existing user to exist. So let me create a test user. Password. Okay, email. Okay, test at. Okay, step 2. These are the roles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I can see. So means these are the only roles, 5 roles.
Yeah, these are the 5 roles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cockpit user role, you can allow this user to register database, allow this user to manage database configuration templates. Okay, so this only in the 4th role there is you can provide granular some authorization. You can select both of these or you can select any one of these that you want. For the other, these are the different roles. So there are only 5 roles that is available for your cockpit user.
Okay.
Yes, anything else?
No.
Okay, so is it no doubts and queries? Can we conclude for the day?
Yes.
Okay, so now let me shut down the OSS one by one.
Sir, tomorrow what topic we are picking?
No, today was the last topic of this batch. So tomorrow there won't be any class. You have 1 week for practice and anything in this week, coming week, you can take your lab access and you can do your remaining practical. Next week, we can schedule 1 class for your addressing your doubts and queries if you have any. Okay, is it clear?
Okay. Did you try that? Okay, backup configuration, that one in the Azure?
No, I haven't.
Back
I
in it.
haven't.
Back
I
in
haven't checked
configuration.
it. Let me check it again. Okay, let me see if I get any chance to check it in this week itself. Okay.
Okay.
Let me see. You do one thing. You remind me in our next class that we will have an open class that is open topics for any doubts and queries. So just remind me there. We will explore it in front of you in the next class. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, this managing this account, okay, Azure account for free, like grade, practicing with the free grades account, like how we can manage efficiently with that one, like
management. See, when you register for this free account, now you get $200 of free credit, but that is only for the next 30 days. It is only you cannot extend it beyond 30 days. Okay, for example, in the first 30 days, for example, if you're only able to spend like say $50, so that $150 remaining, it will not be carried forward in the next one. It will be exhausted on the 30th day. From the 31st day, it will be now pay as you go. Whatever you use, you'll have to pay for your usage from the 31st day. Okay, so that is your $200 that you're getting. You need to use it or consume it within the first within the next 30 days. Okay, and you can just use. I think it's a quite a big amount. I remember I was not able to use. I did a lot of configuration and practice, but I was not able to like consume all the $200. I think I consume only 150 or something about it. And I think I think 20 or 30% of that amount was still unutilized at the end of the 30 days.
Okay. So that one, once you like create that servers, any servers, like so we just need to be deallocated at the time. Is that enough, or like still like we need to be?
Come again. What is it? If you
see servers, like once you create the servers in Azure, like how we are like avoiding that billing.
Okay, so, see, for that, whatever servers you do, you can do the practice. When you finish doing your practice, just stop those VMs. Okay, and it is not only like you just run the power of command or from the Windows, you just shut down the Windows system and it will do. No, it will still continue to get you bill. I had one of the screenshot. Okay, here it is. You can see over here. So you have to, when you have to select the VM that you want to stop, you select the VM, you have to run the stop command from here.
Okay.
Only after you run the stop. See, if you see over here, you can see that this is the stopped and deallocated. So this is the proper your VM status. If it is in the stopped deallocated status, it means it is not getting billed. But if your VM is showing only stop status, if you see these two VM stop status, it means these two VM are still getting billed.
Okay.
Even if they are in the stop status, it is still getting billed. So you don't shut down from within your operating system. And if you say that, okay, I shut it down and it is complete, no, it will still continue to like get billed. So you have to select your VM and you have to stop it from here. Okay. Like for example, right now, if I come over here, okay, you can see this VM over here. It is showing as stopped. Even though it is showing a stop, it is still getting billed.
Okay.
Yeah, it is still getting billed. So what I need to do, you need to select all these VMs. Let me see if they are stopped. Data operating system is stopped. Okay, so yes, this is stopped. So I need to select this VM, Dev, PRD, and PRD2. I select this VM. I need to stop it from here. Only if I stop it from here, then only my billing will stop.
Okay.
That is it.
That for this storage and all, it will get separate bill, right? Still that will run.
What?
So for storage, if you like, we are like allocating storage disks, right?
Yes. See, now there are two types of charges. One is your this one, the compute charges, and the other is your disk charges, disk cost.
Okay.
So compute charges is when you start your VM, when the CPU and memory is utilized, it will be built for the compute charges. But even if you shut down the VM properly, your data is still there in Azure storage.
Okay.
Okay, you are utilizing space on Azure storage. So that this will still get built even if the VM is in stop state.
Okay.
You get this?
Yeah.
So that is. So you can see this is the correct status, stop deallocated. Now this is still getting deallocated. So just make sure that your system is in the stop deallocated status. Then only your billing will stop.
Okay.
Okay. Any else doubts, queries? Yes. Okay. So
Thank
next,
you.
yes.
Thank
Yes.
you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so just
Thank you very much.
prepare your doubts and queries. So next week we will have a session for that, and I think I will make it as an open session. So even we'll put in the group. If even from the previous batches also anyone wants to join, and they have any doubts and queries, they are welcome to do that. So okay, so yes, okay, yeah. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.
Goodbye.